Live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler, and thank you for joining us. We are live streaming here out of the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. This is something that we do every weekday starting at 1 p.m. And we go throughout the afternoon and we get to have longer form conversations or segments or deeper dives into a lot of different topics as part of what we do. And that is what we're going to be doing for this one. We're going to be talking about the Oregon Tradeswomen, an organization that's been helping out women getting into trades and a lot more than that for decades, actually, here. And we're going to be, like I said, discussing this and finding out some more about them and their programs. We've got Nami Bigos, the deputy director, who is joining us. And thanks so much for being here, today. I'm excited to learn more myself and just to get the information out there for people who don't know. I know a lot of people do, but in case they don't, would you mind just starting us off and telling us about the organization and really maybe a little bit about how it began?
Of course. Well, thank you for having me, Greg. Our organization, Oregon Tradeswomen, was founded in 1989, so 36 years ago. Not quite as old as me, but close. And this was founded by Connie Ashbrook. She is now a retired elevator operator. And her goal in getting this organization started was to get more women into the skilled trades. And as we all know, having economic independence is very key in being a successful adult in your community and today's society. So, it all started 36 years ago.
Wow. So over those decades, I'm sure there's been a lot of changes, a lot of different things have happened during that time. But, when you talk about that, advocating and helping people get into that, what are some of the different ways that the Oregon Tradeswomen works to help people achieve, kind of that financial independence and stability?
Well, there's been a few different focuses. What most people know about is our pre-apprenticeship program. We have a fully certified program that takes about 7 to 8 weeks for women and gender expansive people to participate in. And we are taking people who have the goal of getting a career started in the skilled trades. They're ready to go. They may have never even seen a tool, but they know where they want to go, and we're going to help them get there. So our curriculum teaches them about safety, math, fitness, tool identification, more. And during the time that we have them, we try to expose them to as many trades as possible, because a lot of folks think, there's maybe 3 options: carpenter, electrician, plumber. What else is there? There's so much. So we take the time to transition what they need to get ready to start a new career, whether it's for the first time or the second or third, or we know where life can sometimes lead us. And then we work with them to get them placed with a union position or many of the other job opportunities that are here in the region. In addition to the pre-apprenticeship program, the organization over the years has also had our fair share of advocacy work, helping guide where legislative or local efforts to support families and women getting jobs, keeping jobs, because our pre-apprenticeship program maybe get them started in a career, but that's 50% of the battle. The other half is keeping them in, which can include such impacts as transportation, childcare, etc. And when we can, use our voice to support the longevity of these careers for people.
And there's so many questions I have just about that in general. That yes, there's a lot of info, so I'm like digesting that.
know.
But one thing though that you did touch on, just to clarify this a little bit more. So you mentioned some of those different skilled trades, that there's so many. Could you maybe give us some examples of some of those different, different skilled trades that are out there that are options?
I have been doing nonprofit work for almost 20 years and only been doing this for 2, and I am still learning about new trades every single day. It's fascinating. You can, in the broader, more basic community, I say basic, I mean like the bigger ones, large roles. You've got laborers, you've got cement masons, you've got pile drivers, you've got iron workers, operating engineers, people who focus on big machinery. And then, there is so much trades work that are in government agencies, government bureaus. A lot of our students, they go into refrigeration. There's HVAC, there's pipe fitters, steam fitters, transportation. When people think about the trades and union jobs or beyond that, they don't realize that a lot of general contractors, public owners, government agencies, all are a part of this huge entity. There are things like heat and frost insulators, painters, flooring. I mean, it
Wow.
keeps going on and on and on. I think what's also fascinating is, beyond the building trades, there's these specific unions and positions go into advanced manufacturing. They go into semiconductor work. It's more than just construction as well.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like it's opening up so many different doors or possibilities depending on which way somebody wants to go. For this, talking about the apprenticeship program, you know, so you work with, I assume, you mentioned the unions, and I assume some other businesses. Can you tell me how that interaction works? So somebody goes through that program, is it pretty likely that they're going to be getting a position somewhere?
Well, our pre-apprenticeship program, like many others in the local area who we partner very closely with, we have different arrangements with various employers and union training centers. So there may be a direct entry path. Nothing is guaranteed, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone has to earn their spot and work hard and get their interview and prove themselves, but that there can be a certain bypass on lists. Not just Oregon tradeswomen. We're not. I mean, we're special. We're not the only special game in town, but different prioritizations, such as veterans and other status that may bump people. Like you get more points to qualify you to bump you up higher on the list. So we certainly are bully and our certification saying we can guarantee people have a certain amount of knowledge, skill, interest, drive, and that's what helps jump them up in
Yeah.
opportunity.
Gives them those, I mean, not to use the word skill again, but gives them those the skill set, I guess, to understand, what you get through there to have that in their, in their tool chest. I keep going back to, but it just made sense.
Hey, I'm not going to hate on a good pun. But at the same time, during our education, we're doing field trips. I mean, in order to share the wealth of opportunity out there, we're taking people to job sites. We are bringing in volunteers, guest trainers, etc. And so employers are getting exposed to our students and a lot of other opportunities. And sometimes they're offering them jobs right on the spot. And while I would be angry at them going out a process like that, if we're getting people jobs, mission accomplished.
Right, right. Well, for the just to ask one more question on the pre-apprenticeship program, how long does that typically last?
So our program is 192 hours. It is 7 to 8 weeks, depending on when in the year, the holidays, how it falls on the calendar. Some of the other pre-apprenticeship programs may take up to 10 weeks, but it's about, yeah, a 2 month commitment.
2 month commitment, and yeah, going through that and learning those different things. What are some other opportunities or different ways that the public can get involved with what the Oregon Tradeswomen are doing, and either to support or somebody out there who is looking for employment?
Well, I think other than, if they were to be a participant in our program, the other major thing that we do to connect with the public is we have a very large career fair typically in May. This year it was May 16th and 17th. We hold this annual event at the NECA IBEW Electrical Training Center out in Airport Way. We have a school day for middle school and high school students, and then a public day for youth and adults. It is not limited to women, and it serves two purposes. There are a lot of hands-on activities. It's very engaging. A lot of people just learn about the vast variety of trades that your average person wouldn't consider. And at the same time, it is looking to not just learn how to weld, it is for job placement, learning, well, I found this activity really exciting. Now, where do I go from here? And we have over 100 employers this past year. About 3,000 to 4,000 people come through in the day, so it's a decent sized job fair. Beyond that involvement, we have other events to engage the trades community, or to fundraise, of course, like every nonprofit. And yeah, I think we certainly have more options available for folks who are in this industry to get involved and support, and to, you know, not just directly impact the classroom that we have, but making sure as generations retire and the new workforce moves in, that they're supportive of diversifying who they see out there, to make sure all the projects get done.
Yeah, and there's opportunities there that are available for so many people to get involved with as well. When it comes, if you were to sum up the Oregon Tradeswomen as far as the organization as a whole to the general public, who say if they aren't familiar with the organization, how would you sum that up for them?
We are giving women and gender expansive people a step into the skilled trades industry to create a career pathway to have a successful and economic independent life.
That's fantastic. Anything else that you think is really important for people to know just about the Oregon Tradeswomen? I mean, we've covered a lot in there, and there sounds like so much that you're doing, because I want to let people know how they can get involved as well. But anything else that you think is important to get out there?
We have volunteer opportunities at all of our events. We also just hope that, where you are in your life, what community you have in your life, that help shift the perspective that getting into the trades is just as viable of a career option for people as going to college, or all the other paths. That I think we're still dealing with the stigma that going into the trades was some sort of plan B, that you failed out into. And yet we see so many strong, engaged, smart folks that see the opportunities that these industries and companies provide to build the infrastructure of where we live, to build the functionality so that we can, have a water reservoir or drive across a bridge. It's construction and building trades itself is more than your house. It is the world we live in. And it's very exciting to be a part of that and to literally build it for generations to come.
That's amazing. Well, for everybody out there who wants to join who wants to find out more, or maybe join the pre-apprenticeship program or whatever it may be, volunteer, what's the best place for them to go?
They should go to OregonTradeswomen.org and then I know that there are other pre-apprenticeship programs that serve different demographics and groups within our city, and I would refer you to Work Systems to navigate your many options there.
Perfect. Plenty of places there then and opportunities and different ways that people can engage in that. And thank you very much for having time to talk to us today too, just to get the word out about this and to talk about what you do there and all that
My
amazing work.
pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for being here on Fox 12 Now.
Absolutely. Thank you, Greg.
You bet. And for everybody watching, we are going to take a quick break. We've got more coming up here throughout the afternoon, as we do every weekday between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. Coming up at 2 o'clock or 2:30, we're going to be talking about some new changes to the recycling laws that are actually going to expand opportunities for rural communities to recycle. And there's a whole lot actually to this. We're going to dig through that with the DEQ is going to be joining us to talk about that. So you won't want to